Here's Draymond Green talking about leadership and his relationship with Jonathan Kuminga. This is from the P podcast.
It's something that I've actually tried to be more aware of, and what I've tried to understand. AV, who's one of our assistant coaches, helped me understand last year is like I felt like I was struggling with Kuminga a bit, more so struggling like what am I doing wrong? Not necessarily what he's doing wrong, but what am I doing wrong? And AV, who has a great relationship with him, told me, he said, "Do you know him?"
That's a deep question.
And I was like, huh.
And do you know him?
Like, that's interesting. Because now that you say that, I start thinking about what it means to know someone. I don't know him, yet I'm trying to lead him. And that's something that Coach Izzo taught me as a freshman. Draymond, how can you lead somebody if you don't know them? You don't spend any time with them off the court. You don't know what makes them tick or this. How are you going to lead them? And I was like, I got to get to know this kid.
Yeah.
All right, there's Dray. Go ahead.
I love this version of Draymond Green where he's opening up, but I love Paul George. That's a deep question. Listen, you failed on two accounts. One, Izzo told you when you were in college what it takes, and you obviously forgot that. But Steiny, I look at Draymond Green like a bully, a big badass that is about brotherhood, and I'll protect mine. And he's from Saginaw. It's a tough place. So how in the hell leadership 101 is I got to get to know my teammate before I can ask him to follow my lead. And when we hear about this warrior culture, and we've heard about it, I believed and invested in it, how the hell can Draymond go a season and not know I'm the dude and say, hey, let's go grab a bite to eat, come to the house, I had a Mrs. Cook, whatever. How, like, that bothers me that he just now getting at. No wonder they couldn't fix the Jordan Poole. Now, I know he gave him a knuckle sandwich, but like that's interesting to me about how I had you magna cum laude in regard to leaders, and you telling me that? That was odd, that's all. That was very odd. How do you not know that?
I mean, to me, what Draymond just said is, again, just an affirmation of what we all knew, and that is there was a disconnect on the Warriors. I mean, he basically so what he basically said is he punched Jordan Poole, and then this other guy, Kuminga, who's 20 years old, he doesn't even know who he is.
That's wow.
So,
wow.
But you know what?
But that's on everybody, Steiny.
But in fairness,
let's do something, build team camaraderie.
In fairness, I'm going with my family here on the YouTube text line.
Love my family.
Something about, oh shoot, now I lost it. It's, basically, Kuminga's only 20, and Draymond Green's 30 plus with kids. So they're not going to be best friends off the court because they're doing.
But they work together.
Stuff different.
They're on the airplane in hotels every other day. That's just, hey, Steiny, if you, I know we know each other on our good and bad day, and I got some bad news or I need to have a conversation with you. I know exactly what button to hit.
Yeah, but we're about the same age.
Evan is not the same age, and I got the same relationship. You two are different people, but I got the same fundamentals that I don't change my fundamentals based on the personality I'm dealing with. And I think that's why I ain't perfect, but that's why I've been consistent. When you mess with me, you know what you're getting. How can Dre not know that? Steiny, and I ain't for my family, I ain't buying that. You're on the road without your kids. That's when you bond. But to just not treat Kuminga like, hey, what you got going this weekend? What's up? Let's play some bones.
Remember when you and me and Bonte,
I want to say but
went to Vegas?
I'll never forget it. Bonte brought his other his significant other, Anna.
How much time did we spend together after our show was over?
That I totally get you.
0.
Right. Well.
So it happens.
Oh, right. But what if that happened 41 times?
Sounds like it might have.
And that's what's bothering me about maybe. You know, they were winning because winning is the best cologne. But Draymond, I tell him right now, Is that not shocking to you that he didn't know?
No, it's not shocking.
So let's add that to the list.
Shocking to me that he.
Evan Spadoni, does that shock you guys?
Are you speaking differently?
No, that he kind of just had no relationship with the younger guys.
Not necessarily.
That's your job as a leader, I thought.
Well, I don't think he takes it as his job to like take the kid to lunch or go out and sit in his home like that kind of stuff. I don't think a lot of players necessarily prioritize, but it sounds like he's going to try to now because he's forced into it.
And I wonder, and Evan, I get you because I kind of said you got to go out and do something out of the complex. But Steiny, you're at the complex. We did the show. We saw Clay come in. Remember you said you saw him there about 7:30. Like that's their job. They're at the facility a lot. I mean, you can work on that bondage at the facility. That's all. That's just me.
Right, but what I heard Draymond say is I wasn't interested in doing this last year.
And now I wonder if Kuminga's looking at Dre, if he tries to do it side-eyed, not trying to make any drama. You got my boy and Wiggins too, and Looney. You got my boy up out of here. You chose you over Poole.
I mean, it's to me, it's as obvious as the day is long that Draymond, what he's saying there is also, myself and Clay, these guys are too young. They're 20 years old. Like, they're too young.
But they're
not going to have a relationship with a 20-year-old kid. 20-year-old kid can't even go out to a bar, to a restaurant with these guys. I mean, of course he can.
I hit you with the Evan and Spadoni, like our relationship, and I'm older than Evan, but we still Steiny, that's not good enough, the age gap. And it ain't like we're talking 61. Dude.
No, but these guys, like, Steph's got 4 kids, right? Or 3 kids. I don't know how many. But, Steph's 35 and has 4 kids, and Kuminga and Wiseman are 20 with no kids. They're
okay, so I'm going to say what
different.
I've been holding off on, Steiny, and the rat on the table brought to you by Atco Pest Control. Listen, it's that time of year again, and Atco wants you to look out for the pest of the month, spiders and mosquitoes. For all your pest control needs, go to atcopestcontrol.com. We'll get back to pest. But listen, then what's the Warrior culture? When we heard that word.
Steph Curry. Remember, I've always said that.
But how, okay,
that's
if it's
the Warriors culture.
And I love the chef. If it's him.
Right. That's all it is.
There should be no void between Dre and whatever player.
Steph can't control others.
See that? Man, oh man.
Steph's also not a leader. He's not a talk leader. He's an action leader.
So the Warrior culture is predicated on nonverbal. You go your way, I go mine. But we got Steph.
A couple things real quick here. These are interesting. Eminem on the YouTube chat. God, I got to do this quickly. Eminem says, So what, Steiny? Age gap doesn't mean anything. You work with a young person all year long and you don't know the person?
Man.
Dante Wiley. Thank you, Steiny. It's common sense. Their priorities are completely different, meaning the guys on the Warriors with kids and the guys who are 19 or 20 years old. More Draymond.
Now I understand, okay, I need to continue to do that. Like, you can't get so lost in life to where you stop doing those things that I know create success, especially in leading, mentoring, and, being that vet for someone. Those are the things you have to do. So it really opened my eyes, and I've been trying to do a much better job with that, checking in on him, hoping to get, together with him this summer. But I can say, like, that caused some of our issues, trying to lead guys and not knowing them. Mm-hmm. I lost some of that and had to get it back.
Wow. I mean, the truth is the truth, but
the bottom line is here's what I'm hearing.
Tell me, man.
That Draymond Green was being kind of vintage Draymond Green to the young players, which is harsh on them. But he also never showed them the other side of it.
Oh, man.
That's clearly,
that's well said.
Clearly, but
no, I feel you.
It feels to me like that's what happened. Is Draymond Green was saying these guys can't do it. He's being really hard on Kuminga, really hard on Wiseman, probably really hard on Poole and Moody, really hard on him, but yet he never developed a personal type relationship with them where they could see where he was coming from might be a good place.
You preaching, man. You preaching. And then now can I hit I'm going TiVo on you. Can I rewind?
Sure.
When you laughed and scoffed at me, I'm taking this lap, y'all, about young James Wiseman on the phone with Kevin Durant because he couldn't get that from any of the vets here.
Hey.
And I told y'all that didn't sit well with me. Like, I get their friends, but Wiseman's got 4 champs around him. So now I'm starting to see what's going on. Smell the roses, Steiny. That was my smell. But
you said see when you meant I'm starting to smell.
No, I went,
right.
I'm smelling.
I'm smelling something going on. Never mind.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna give you a 1. It might have been a 4.
It wasn't a 1. It wasn't.
But this is interesting, man.
Yeah, it's all.
I've had many jobs, and I've been believe it or not, the young guy and the OGs, men or women. They've, some have reached out, but Dre, wow.